Good morning. I'm Latika Ashok. So today we will do a poem of grade 7, The Vagabond. It is a poem by poet Robert Louis Stevenson. We will read a little about his poems. We will read a little about his lifestyle also. So The Vagabond, this is from grade 7 textbook, chapter 2, the second poem. The Vagabond by Robert Louis Stevenson. So we will read a little about the poet. Robert Louis Stevenson was a Scottish novelist, poet, essayist, and travel writer. Stevenson developed a desire to write early in life. He had no interest in pursuing the family business of lighthouse engineering. He journeyed abroad, usually for health reasons, and this led to some of his early literary works. His famous works are Treasure Island, Kidnapped, and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. These are very famous books of Robert Louis Stevenson. So most of his books are related to adventure, like Treasure Island, Kidnapped, all these are very adventurous stories. So children of your age will enjoy reading these books. So if you can get your hands on these books, please try to read it. You will know a little more about the author and the poet and his interests. And you can also take part in the adventure that is described in these. So now we will go to the poem. So from the title, what do you think the poem must be about? So who is a vagabond? Yes. People who like to travel and without any aim in particular. They just want to explore the world. So this poem is about one such person who just enjoys the freedom you can have if you're traveling all alone. And he is particular that he travels alone so that he can be at peace with himself and enjoy the beauty of the surroundings around him. So we will go straight to the poem. I will explain to you as we read the lines to get to know more about the descriptions in the poem. Give to me the life I love, let the lave go by me. Give the jolly heaven above, and the byway nigh me. Bed in the bush with stars to see, bread I dip in the river. There's the life for a man like me, there's the life forever. Let the blow fall soon or late, let what will be over me. Give the face of earth around me, and the road before me. Wealth I seek not, hope nor love, nor a friend to know me. All I seek, the heaven above and the road below me. Or let autumn fall on me where a field I linger, silencing the bird on tree, biting the blue finger. White as meal the frosty field, warm the fireside haven. Not to autumn will I yield, not to winter even. Let the blow fall soon or late, let what will be over me. Give the face of earth around and the road before me. Wealth I ask not, hope nor love, nor a friend to know me. All I ask, the heaven above and the road below me. So that was the poem. And when you read the poem, there is a constant craving for being alone. Okay, so like he said, see, there is a repetition in words like nor a friend to know me, all I ask the heaven above. That is being repeated to show that he is stressing on the fact that he wants to be alone while traveling. He wants to be in peace with the nature. So now we will just take line by line and explain. So there is a PPT also. I will share that PPT. Okay. So these are the explanations of the stanzas. Let the blow fall soon or late. Let what will be over me. So, sorry, this is okay. Give the life I love. Let the lave go by me. So it is the poet is begging or is talking to somebody, asking them to let him live the life he is always dreamt of. He was always wishing for. I love to live, and let the rest of the world pass by. Let the live go by means let the other things which are happening move around just as it is. Let his life not be an interruption to what is happening around him. Give the jolly heaven above and the byway nigh me. So give me the great outdoors where I can see the heavens. So and give me the road beside me to travel. So all that he wants is the openness of nature. He just wants to be out into the open. Okay. So he wants so that when he looks up, he doesn't want roofs or any closed enclosure to be surrounded around him. He wants the heaven above him straight. He wants to look at the sky. So there should be nothing blocking his view of the sky. And he wants the road to travel different places by foot. Bed in the bush with stars to see, bread to dip in the river. So he says, I don't want the luxurious bed, the soft cotton beds or spring beds. I just want to lie on the bushes outside so that when he lies down, he can see the stars on top. And he's not even particular about hot steaming cups of coffees or teas early in the morning or fresh bread, toast or anything. He's saying, give me anything. Even if it is old stale bread, it is no problem. He will dip it in the river which is flowing by, which he hopes will be flowing by next to him. He dip it in that and have his daily bread. There's the life for a man like me, there's the life forever. So this is the type of life I want to live and live forever in this way. So he's asking for a very simple life. It doesn't want any complications, no hot food, none of the luxuries that normal people would want. Comfortable bed, hot steaming tea or coffee early in the morning. To dip your bread and biscuits and have it early in the morning as soon as you wake. His needs are very basic and very simple needs. Okay? All that the main thing he needs is openness of the nature and calm and quietness of the surroundings. Let the blow fall soon or late. Let what will be over me. So he says it doesn't matter whether when I die, earlier or later, what will be will be. He doesn't worry that he may not live for long if he lives in such a condition. So he's prepared to face death whenever it comes. Let the blow fall soon or late, whether it comes immediately or a little later, he is prepared for it. Give the face of earth around me and the road before me. So he's saying all that I want to enjoy is the road in front of me where he can continue his journey and all around be surrounded by nature. He doesn't want big cars and towns or anything. Just the face of earth around me, that is the surrounding of nature. Give me the earth, the great outdoors around me everywhere, and the road before me to travel. Wealth I seek not, hope nor love, nor a friend to know me. So he's not greedy for money, he doesn't want any type of luxury, he already told you. Now he doesn't want any type of wealth as well. Not even a friend, he doesn't even want friends to know him or love him or share his life with. So his needs are very simple. All I seek is the heavens above and the road below. So you can see this. These two lines are repeated again and again, only to stress that the whole poem, the main purpose is to convey the message that he is craving for a simple, uh, nomadic life, a simple life, where he doesn't want the complications of city life, no luxuries, okay, and the comforts of normal people who would, they what the normal comforts a normal person would want. Okay, so now there are some questions. Why? What does the vagabond ask for in the first stanza of the poem? So these are based on the poem. We can try it out later. Now there is this third stanza. Or let autumn fall on me where a field I linger. So he says, let the leaves of autumn fall on me wherever I may have stopped at that time. So he's not worried that now it is a pleasant weather, he's walking, but later the weather will change, it will become autumn and then winter, and the weather conditions may not be suitable for him to travel. But he is not going to be stopped by these external changes. He says he will overcome all these, even while traveling, if the seasons change, he's not going to stop. Silencing the bird on tree, biting the blue finger. So as winter is drawing near, the birds are all quiet, they go into slumber, isn't it? They, as autumn changes to the, yes, they are preparing for winter, or they don't come out during the winter season. So, because the blue finger symbolizes the cold weather conditions outside. White as meal the frosty field, warm the fireside haven. So, the external appearance of the universe, how it is during winter. So, white as meal the frosty field, the fields have all become white with ice, frozen with ice. So, an indication that the weather has changed from autumn to winter. Whereas it is warm inside the houses where they will be lighting firewoods and fireplaces will be in full swing. So you will feel much warmer inside a house. And when the fields are covered with snow, I will have a fireside shelter outside. Not to autumn will I yield, not to winter even. So he's repeating that again, that he will not give up even if the weather changes from autumn to winter. I will not be forced to go back indoors. So that was the way. And then he repeats the same lines again. Let the blow fall soon or late. Let what will be over me. Give the face of earth around me and the road before me. So it is a repetition of lines, second stanza again. So he's stressing that he does not want wealth or hope or friend, but the only thing that he wants is the heaven above and the road below me. So in the new words you can underline, and meanings are given here. Haven is a place of safety or a home. Yield is to give way or to surrender. So now there are some textual questions. We can try out these once more. We can just see the poetic devices used here. We have repetition figures of speech used in the poem. First one, like I told you, there is repetition of phrase. Now, if you want, you can just take down what is the definition of repetition. This when a phrase or same words are repeated again and again in the poem for effect. There's the line. So these lines are repeated. Then we have antithesis used in the poem, where two opposite words are used in the same line. Like, let the blow fall soon or late. So if I have to die immediately or later, I am prepared for it. So that is again um, an antithesis where two words of opposite meaning are placed together. All I seek the heaven above and the road below me. So above and below again, two contradicting words put together. Now metaphor is also used in this poem where an indirect comparison between two objects or person is made. Or let autumn fall on me. So autumn, it also signifies the old age. So while he's traveling, even if he becomes old, he's not going to stop. And here it can also be personification where autumn is compared to some person going to fall over on top of him. Similarly, a direct comparison between two objects or person is made using the words like and as. So you can get a clue that it is a simile. You look out for these words. So when a sentence has as, like, okay, so you know it is a simile, as cool as a cucumber, as light as a feather. So all these are similes which are used in poems or sentences. White as meal, the frosty fields. So maybe he's comparing it to rice. So the fields are frozen and white, like the rice bowls you see. So you can also try out these writing exercises, speaking and listening. So try out all these exercises in your notebook. I will just read some general information about nomads. So nomads are known as group of communities who travel from place to place. Every few months, members settle into a new home, typically moving up to 4 times each year. Some nomads are salt sellers, salt traders, fortune tellers, Ayurvedic healers, jugglers, acrobats, actors, storytellers, snake charmers, animal doctors, tattooists, rhinestone makers, or basket makers. So these people have do trading also while they are moving. In all of India, there are about 1 million nomadic tribal peoples. Champa, Barwad, Bedia, Gandila, Kela, Nadikurawa, and Monpa are some of the nomadic tribes in India. Over the last few decades, because of the rising temperatures and unstable earning, many tribal members have adopted a partially nomadic lifestyle or opted to permanently settle at a place. So nowadays, nomads are on the decrease. We don't have very many nomads, mainly because of the weather conditions or uh, earning. Also, not many people are buying the products they are selling. So it is very difficult for them to move on. So wherever they are placed, they try to settle there and form a client base or settled life they try to have. So that was the poem. You please read through the whole poem once more and picturize the whole thing, how he's uh, very descriptively describing the life he wants to enjoy as a nomad or a vagabond. Okay. So please read through the poem and try to answer the questions. And also pick out the figures of speech used in the poem. So if you have any doubts, you can clear it in the next session. Thank you.